Things are definitely starting to heat up here in the 1v1 tournament. Team Fire themselves picking up steam. Let's waste no time, get into our 5th matchup of the evening. On the blue side for Team Fire, back for his 3rd All-Star appearance, the OG Chain Warden himself, Madlife! And on the red side for Team Ice, looking to coin his own support play, it's Dimonko! Gentlemen, start your clients.
The first time this 1v1 tournament, we will get to see 2 players from the same role going up, but we probably won't see 2 supports.
No, support champions not
80
so great
Thresh, though.
in this.
Could happen.
80.
It's Madlife, man.
Again,
I can dream.
Again, skill shot champions,
Yeah.
not so amazing in this format, especially like hook champions, because like
would be
hooking
cool.
a minion tends not to be
Suppose. Is that
all
kind of
that useful.
disrespect?
I think so. I think that actually would be.
We're going to see Kindred Kennen banned off the way, and we'll see it goes back to Madlife's side as things are starting to heat up. Tying scores here. Team Fire, Team Ice in the 1v1. Kallista's off the board. Quinn as well. We won't see any Valor this game.
No, none. Kennen is... The reason Kennen's banned, very good into melee matchups. Not so great into AD carries just because of his shorter range, but the stun really means you can punish any kind of melee matchup. We saw a couple of Renekton's coming out, but honestly, this time we're seeing so much just from AD carries in general, and Lucian's available.
Instantly, both hovered by Madlife and Dimonko. We could be in for our first mirror matchup. It's locked in by the CIS All-Star support. Will Madlife follow suit? Same pickups on the Summoner spell so far, too. Now, they will have some chance to change it, but I think this is exactly what they want.
Oh, yeah. I think this is exactly, as you said, what these 2 supports want. Lucian support.
Yeah, every support
I think
secretly wants to play AD carries.
You know, there's enough gold generation these days on supports. They can just get an Essence Reaver. Just throw it in there.
First buy.
Yeah, just get it as a first buy. Who even needs wards? Just 5 blue trinkets on your team.
I know, and that definitely has a lot of meaning in this particular game. Since the changes have gone in with those items, and Lucian has just become such a bully. This is why he's so popular. So he slips through the cracks in the bans, and he's instantly picked up between these 2.
In 1 versus 1, it's all to do with the piercing light, clipping it through a minion, making sure you hit the enemy, plus then following it up with the double tap passive. He just has so much early game trading, and the fact of the matter is 1 versus 1s, you just go the most efficient items. You are restricted to 2 Doran's blades, so you'll see people go Doran's, longsword, and then just go all in.
Yeah, and pretty much, you don't need to worry about the builds after that because someone's going to die before it's over.
Lucian Mirror as well is just going to snowball super heavy.
Yeah.
So if you even get a lead at this point, it's so difficult to trade it back.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a test of will for both these guys, but Madlife is a name that carries a lot of respect, as we heard Dimonko saying, and they'll get a chance to play mirror against him. You can take him down. That's a big start for Team Ice.
It will be a big start. I wonder whether they're both running the same keystone. I would imagine Dimonko is going to be running Grasp of the Undying. Dimonko actually showing just how important getting bush control is to start this. Madlife now is forced around the outside. He knows he has to respect Dimonko. And at this point, means that he isn't able to establish the first set of hits on the wave. So Dimonko will get the first push on. Does Madlife trade back, or does he try and trade into Dimonko as Dimonko hits the wave? That's the question.
Well, that's going to be riding on this early level 1. When you have these mirror matchups, it really just comes down to execution. And now there's a little bit more experience for the CIS All-Stars on the 1v1 map so far, but Dimonko reveals early. It's a tap on the minion, but Madlife now is able to push forward. It's the piercing light first on him.
Yeah, but Dimonko's trading it back onto the wave, so that's the thing to look for. It's all about level 2. It actually doesn't matter if you get the CS as much right now as it is to just get level 2. Just rush to that level 2 point. You can see he's a whole minion up on this wave. So what it means is Madlife, yes, he will be able to trade it back effectively because there is no second wave to push it forward. But Madlife will hit that level 2 just a little behind Dimonko, but he's taken a lot of damage for it as Dimonko.
Yep, there's that level 2. Madlife just needs one more.
He dropped vision,
but he didn't quite get it as Madlife got his way into the bush, synchronizes it up. He's got the Relentless Pursuit, he's got the double tap, but Dimonko's trading back, piercing light, flying back and forth. And at the end of the day, it's still tied.
It is just about even. Dimonko a little bit ahead in that kind of situation. Madlife a little lower on mana. Dimonko has a little more health, but does trade it away with that piercing light. Also interesting, I believe when the CIS region were playing, if they're still playing Takira's rules, I think Dimonko takes a little bit of mana regen runes as well in this situation. So it'll be interesting to see whether the mana gets punished here, because you can see just how low Madlife is getting here. Dimonko is able to trade the damage pretty effectively, but neither of them has used their potion yet.
Now, hanging on to that one just in case they need it. There's the Hell Shrine. It's going to spawn. Madlife is just going to have to settle for a shot in the dark as Dimonko now takes a Piercing Light as well, but he's still healthier than Madlife, and he's got more mana to boot.
Yeah, he does, and you can see the Grasp of the Undying still active for both of them. The indicator on the hands there looks a bit like an airbender. But at this point, Madlife is so far... I know, right? That's the first thing I thought.
I didn't notice it till you said it, but we'll just have to wait. Madlife's taken a lot of shots here. And Dimonko now finds himself a bit lower on the mana scale, but as you mentioned, he probably does have that extra mana regen to just keep it going a little bit more on this Lucian.
And at this point, Dimonko is fine being 2 CS down in this matchup just because of the pressure he has on Madlife. He can go aggressive and force the trade. Just as long as he's able to stay ahead in health right now, because 2-3 CS is fine. It's when you start getting a wave, 2 waves, 3 waves ahead that it becomes unmanageable.
Dimonko's a lot healthier right now. He can just push these low health minions in. He's going to Relentless Pursuit, jump forward, gets that heal back from the Grasp of the Undying. Madlife is almost out of mana. He's zoned backwards. Dimonko may be but it's not going to matter as much because he's got the positional advantage.
Yeah, he does right now. Dimonko's mana regen is not actually that much. I would love to see his runes, just to see exactly what he's running.
Clutch Health Shrine.
Madlife will be able to get the Health Shrine. Remember, 75 seconds is the respawn timer on those. Dimonko not quite as good as his teammate Kira at actually pressuring that out. I'm a little surprised that they didn't put a bit more focus into the 1v1s, which sounds silly, but...
put it all on Kira, man.
Yeah, but just put it on.
Still playing all right here. Now, Madlife is going to get a Grasp of the Undying proc, but Dimonko will be able to heal up on the Health Shrine of his own. So far, it really has been this full mirror. Madlife CSing just a little bit better, but both of these AD carries now having spent their biscuits, daring each other to back away if they can get just a good trade.
And this is a bit of almost a preview for later, when we actually have LCK taking on IWCA. So I'm interested to see how that matchup goes. It won't be 2 Lucians later, but it will, however, be Dimonko versus Madlife. So this one is for the bragging rights going into that matchup. And, Dimonko is just not quite trading efficiently because Madlife is dipping into the brushes every single time Dimonko actually dashes forward.
Yeah, brush control very, very important here. And Madlife knows how to use it. Dimonko a little bit lower, but he does manage to get the Grasp of the Undying proc. Ooh. Now he's the one who's zoned into the tower. Madlife's starting to push forward, and he's got a serious CS advantage here. 8, well, now down to 7 or 6 minions, but still, Dimonko can't quite get the shot. But Madlife keeps stepping in the brush.
It's still a whole wave, and Dimonko's trying to... He's not actually recalling, but he's just trying to bait Madlife to come forward, try and trade damage while the cannon minion is there, so the minion re-aggroes onto Madlife, but it's not really going to work. I don't think Madlife's going to fall for that. Honestly, this is starting to get to that kind of CS lead where Madlife has a significant advantage now. Dimonko, even though he had the health advantage earlier on in this match, wasn't able to convert it into a CS lead just from how efficiently Madlife was ducking into the brush.
Yeah, now there's the calling out. Madlife's just going all forward. He wants to push these in. Dimonko's going to shoot his own ray of bullets, and they almost miss each other completely. It's like I'm watching The Matrix.
But look at this Dimonko. The last hitting under the turret just isn't there. It's different from Summoner's Rift, remember, where, normally it's 2 hits onto a melee and 1 last hit from a champion to knock it off from the tower. But Dimonko will go aggressive, land a little bit of damage, but I think he actually probably should have just recalled. If he's looking to recall at all, he should have done it then and let Madlife back away because the whole wave wasn't there in time. Now Dimonko is forced onto the back foot. Madlife will shove this into the tower. Dimonko is going to have to stay here to make sure he cleans the wave up.
Madlife just continues to keep the farm advantage going. It's still very slight, but when you're first to 100, it's going to make all the difference. Trying to zone Dimonko off of these last couple of minions, or at least just until they get into the tower range. Madlife's on 62 to the 52 of Dimonko, and he's heading for the tower.
Yeah, this looks like a Madlife, being well in control of this situation for now. I don't think Dimonko is going to be able to turn this one without somehow getting significant damage down onto Madlife, then pushing the wave into Madlife's turret and somehow getting back in time. That's a tough ask, though.
Neither support has gone for the all-in, playing very cautiously. However, Madlife now has to contend with the ward that's in the brush. If Dimonko can step forward, he can start punishing him again because he can't dip in and get the vision denial anymore. Unfortunately for Dimonko, Madlife just has that CS advantage. Double taps coming in, but still, it's not going to trade that much. There's the exhaust down. Finally spending summoner spells here. Double exhaust down. Madlife getting low, but so is Dimonko as he stepped forward into the minions.
It was starting to look good for
Uh-oh,
Dimonko,
Madlife. He's got ignited down, and there is a calling out, but it wasn't used by Madlife. Just a little low on the mana.
Dimonko needs to recall now, and he actually has the advantage when these two get back into lane. Madlife needed to try and stop that recall because the ignite being available means that Dimonko goes back, picks himself up extra. Damage is what he needs right now. It will not be enough to go tanky. He needs damage with that ignite to kill Madlife the next time these two trade. He's opted for a Doran's shield and the serrated Dirk at this situation, and a cloth armor. Dimonko, you can't win this one on farming alone. You are 19 CS behind. You have to go all in with this ignite. Madlife, if he just goes flat damage, oh my goodness, that is flat damage.
I don't think he's got enough swords there, Stress.
BF sword into double Dorans, into double longsword. So
and a biscuit, just in case he gets hungry.
Yeah, one for the road. But Madlife actually could have just gone tank and won this game on CS. That's just how it is.
I mean, he's just going to have fun this way. He's got so much damage here. Dimonko's going to go forward. He's got his ignite. He knows this is his chance. He's going to send out everything he's got, but the culling only half hits. Madlife steps forward, dashes his way back. Dimonko wins the trade, but there's still a CS differential to contend with.
In this situation, Dimonko going tank actually isn't the worst right now because he can output more damage. He can output a fair amount of damage onto Madlife because Madlife has no resistances here, or at least no extra armor.
Dashing forward, he's got the ignite spent. Now it's all even, and Madlife can get back to his health. Wait, he can't because Dimonko is right there. Madlife, he's got to back away now, and that's going to give Dimonko a chance to shove in the wave and take even more minions. But wait, Madlife's not going.
But this is so good for Dimonko because the fact that Madlife didn't try and go for the 100 CS win when he was so close means that Madlife now has to stick around to keep this CS lead and now risk Dimonko going all in.
Yeah, gets another grasp of the Undying proc. Madlife just trying to get a little bit of farm on the back half of it, but still, he has a CS lead, but the gap is starting to close. Dimonko continuing to force him away from this. The biscuit's been popped. Dimonko already ate his, but Madlife's a lot lower on health.
I feel like BF Sword, as good an item as it normally is for a bit of a damage spike on Summoner's Rift.
Not enough.
I actually feel like if he'd have just gone Giant's Belt here, Madlife would have been okay.
It's a good trade, but Dimonko is going to have his back pretty soon. He's got to be careful not to get wiped before. Madlife is smelling blood in the water, and he tries to go for it. Now it's Dimonko that's turned away, and there's 6 CS to go before Madlife can lock this game up. There is going to be only 4 available on the field. Even if he gets the perfect here, he's got to be careful, but Dimonko, clock is ticking. He's got to shut him down. Goes for the all-in, but he's that much lower. Madlife ducking and diving and dodging, but it's not enough. Madlife will secure the win. Just like that.
Dimonko had the window to get back in and took so much damage from Madlife there in that last little end bit. That was a bit of a messy 1v1 as it got later. Madlife opting for the very risky damage play in that kind of situation. You know, it paid off. Having CS lead, you could win by 100 CS, but why win with CS when you can get that kill?
Stylish. That's the way you always want to win it. If you look at those 3, well, I suppose there's a few people on this bracket that might agree with you on that one, but I personally like to see that 1v1. I'm glad Madlife went for it, but it was very messy. It was very risky, and Dimonko almost chalked up another win on the board.
Almost.